All right, so this episode we playing Reanimal, and we're gonna talk about this this documentary that we just watched called Nature Boy. What is it? The cult of the Nature Boy, or is it just called Nature Boy?
I think it's called The Cult of Nature Boy on Hulu. However, if you, they also have it on YouTube and it's way more informative and it goes really deep and provide a whole lot of information on Hulu and it's under, let's see if I can find it. It is on on YouTube. It's under Hood Horrors, and it's called The Rise and Fall of Nature Boy and Carbon Nation. I'm already on episode 27. This shit is crazy. It's crazy. Did you find me?
Uh, no, not yet. I guess. Um, oh yeah, there you go, right there. I think.
So
Yeah.
let's start it off with how did I even hear about it? So I heard about it. I I listen to a lot of YouTube while I'm at work. Right? Like all I'm doing is sitting in front of a computer all day, just tippity tapping away. So I just have my earbud in and I'm just listening to stuff all day. And one of the people that I watch on YouTube just randomly mentioned this documentary about somebody called Nature Boy and how they had a sex cult. But she was saying how, like, she didn't even watch the Hulu version yet. She's just been watching the YouTube one and the YouTube one. It took her all weekend to watch it, and it's just like really, really interesting. So I didn't know anything about it, and I'm like, well, let me see what she's talking about. So I Google the YouTube, and I don't know how many videos there is. Again, I'm on episode 27. Each one is at least like 30, 40 minutes long, and it's real crazy. And then after I started watching it, I told West about it, and I was just like, we're gonna watch this YouTube documentary because this must sound super crazy. And like, I don't want to go too deep into it on my end
Mhm.
because I know that I got a little bit more information than you do because I've been because the YouTube version gives a lot more. If you had to break it down, what would you like? What would you say about it in just a little quick synopsis?
Um. Well, I want to give my little take on hearing about it. Well, I didn't hear about it. I heard about the show. Well, enough about the show that made it worth watching from you. But I would see it whenever I would log into Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be one of the main shows, one of the main advertised shows. When you log in, it'll pop up as an option to watch, and nothing really enticed me. It was one of them things where I'm not gonna watch this unless I hear about it. I do that with a lot of shows, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's something that really, really, really piqued my interest. I'm not really just gonna jump out there and waste my time and watch a show that I'm not so sure about unless I hear somebody talk about it. And so I would log into the Hulu because there's a few shows that I watch on Hulu like Handsmaid Tales, Handsmaid's Tales, and there's something else I watch on Hulu. I can't think.
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary. Yeah, it's a few shows. But nonetheless, once you told me about it, and you asked me, did I hear about it? I said, yeah, I didn't hear about it, but I see it all the time on Hulu as an option to watch. And you started telling me about it, and I was like, all right, bet we can watch it. You know, I'll be down to watch it with you. And like you said, you watched the YouTube version,
Hmm.
and but we agreed to watch the
The
Hulu version.
Hulu, yeah.
And you told me that you heard that the YouTube version was a little more in depth than the Hulu before we even watched the
Yeah.
Hulu version.
Like if you start watching the YouTube version, like all the comments and everything, everybody's like, they should put you on the fucking Hulu. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, I'm not even done with the YouTube version, and it's so much stuff that they skipped out on. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they just it's almost like they just kind of gave you just a quick rundown and tried to fit it into 3 episodes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, the show is crazy. It's pretty much about this boy who is a self-proclaimed crack baby, um, who decides to, he comes up with some, oh, let me go up there with you, because you got to try to kill that thing. Um, he come up with a plan to move to Africa. That's what he started off saying. Like, oh, the black man needs to be in Africa. But he pretty much just started talking that new nation, like, y'all know how it was in the early 2000s. How everybody was, like Dr. Umar type stuff. Um, and that's kind of what he was on. However, um, okay, we gotta go on here then. Um, however, ultimately it ends up to him convincing people to join him, and then they moved from Mexico to uh what is it?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica to Nicaragua to Hungary to Mexico again. They even tried to live in Hawaii for a little bit. I mean, it's but and ain't none of these niggas have a job. The whole time they just living off of donations that people are giving them online the entire time. And they're able to just travel around. They had people who were quote unquote sponsoring them, and they just had a lot of stuff going on. It's just a really, really, I mean, and ultimately it became a sex cult. He started off with 3 guys joining him, no girls. And then eventually the girls started coming, the guys started coming. I think the max amount of people that they've had was maybe like in the mid to high 20s.
Right.
But let's go up this way real quick. Oh, it ain't nothing up this way.
Yeah, because we gotta try to find secrets.
Yeah.
See if we can.
Oh yeah, I forgot we gotta rush.
We both got to go. Yeah, yeah, because we can't
Yeah, we're both.
separate.
All right, we just gotta wait for it to start up again, and then we'll rush over
Yeah.
there. Um, but the way it starts off is they start telling a story. So I don't know. What do you think? We
How
should
you run?
tell R2.
Uh.
We should tell. Oh,
Oh.
and there was a lever on the other side. I could have pulled it. I didn't even
Mm.
think about it. Um, do you feel like we should go over the version that you know, the Hulu version?
Oh
Or should I
man.
start off with what I know and then you add in what you know?
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter.
Okay.
You
So in the YouTube version, under Hood Horror Stories,
go.
just wait right there. Don't go too far away. Okay. It starts off pretty much describing how his dad was 70 years old, his mama was 30, she was hooked on crack, and his daddy died because he was old, his mama died because she was hooked on drugs, and he's a self-proclaimed crack baby.
Mm,
So when he was born, and his mother died, him and his three other siblings, he had three older siblings. He had two sisters and a brother that was older than him, and he had another brother that was his age. When his parents died, they went into the system. The three older ones was separated from him, and then he went into foster care with his younger brother. And pretty much, it was a bunch of them being moved around because they kept fighting and like all the unfortunate things. I don't want to go too deep into it, but just all the unfortunate things that be happening to kids when they're in the system. At some point, him and his brother got adopted, but the family who adopted him, apparently they only want him for the money. They didn't allow him to eat. And then they also would well, the family it was just some bad stuff. It was like some essay going on, not with the family who adopted him, but with the family who him and his brother was with before they got adopted. But
mm,
eventually, they was fighting each other and they were acting out. He kept running away from his adoptive family because they pretty much just adopted him because they wanted that check. They weren't really taking care of him. They couldn't eat when they wanted to eat. It was just a lot of restrictions and it just wasn't no healthy lifestyle for children.
mm,
So eventually he got older and he ran away from home. He found out that one of his older sisters was living in Atlanta, so he went down to Atlanta and was living with her. But then he got into a fight with his older sister, so she kicked him out. So then
mm.
he went and moved in with his
Well,
other
can we
older
go back?
sister. Well, there's a hole right here, so let's just,
Go in that hole first.
yeah, because I don't think this is the main way. I think this is just like a little side way.
All right.
But yeah, see. So it's a mask. But anyways, so, he ended up getting to a fight with his sister, and then she put him out, and he ended up moving in with another sister or somebody down in Atlanta. But this is him living down in Atlanta. And from there, he started realizing that that men found him attractive and that he can make money off of it.
Mm,
So he started stripping at male gay clubs, and he started stripping. I wish I could remember what they called him. They was calling him a specific name because they felt like he looked like Tyson Beckford. But he started stripping at male gay clubs and he was getting real popular. And then from that point on, he decided, somehow, some way he got put on to being a male escort. So he started doing that too. And then he ended up dating this pastor that was from Ohio, and he was like paying for him, you know what I'm saying?
ugh.
Yeah, like he kind of put him on his payroll and he was getting like $3,000 a month for him. I can't remember where we're supposed to go. He was getting like $3,000 a month. Um, for him, like he just added them to his bank account because, he just liked them so much and they would connect every once in a while. He put him on his little bank account and was giving him $3,000 a month. And this was like in the early 2000s. So $3,000 a month, that was like a nice amount of money.
Yeah. So you can do a
So,
lot with that.
yep. And then from there, he decided that, he needed to kind of do something with all this money he was making. So somehow, some way, I can't remember what it was, but he got into the barber business. He decided to be a barber. So, is this right? So then he decided to be a barber. He was cutting, he went to school and learned how to do hair, but then it was a situation where, he had to work in somebody else's barber. He ain't like that idea. So he spoke to his white pastor boyfriend and he gave
Oh,
him
the
the
pastor
money.
was a white guy.
Yeah, he was a white guy. He lived up
Mm.
in Ohio. So he
Hold on. So what
spoke
you say
to
about he didn't want to what? You said work?
he didn't want to work in somebody else's barbershop. So
Oh.
he spoke to the white pastor boyfriend and asked him if he can pretty much help him open up his own barbershop. And the pastor was like, okay, set up a business plan, provide me a business plan, and we'll see if we can make it happen. So he came up with his business plan and everything else and presented it to him, and then he gave him the money to start his own barbershop.
Mm.
So then he opened up his own barbershop. And I guess he was trying to make it cool. I don't, like I don't really know what the rules are for no dang on barbershop. Um, I guess he was trying to make it cool. It got popular. At some point, his brother came down to Atlanta to stay with him, but they were still like bickering and fighting, so he didn't necessarily want him to live with him. So he lived in a room in the building of the barbershop. So he didn't live with him, he lived in the barbershop.
Right.
But in a room. Oh, we ain't never come back
Yeah, I
here.
don't, I don't think. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, it's another head.
oh, okay.
Oh, hell
Oh.
no.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. If you want it, you can wear it. I ain't wearing that. But there we go. So
It's raining like I don't know what outside.
I know it sounds crazy out there. But so like him and his brother would get into a lot of fights, but so he ended up staying because I guess it was the whole building that he owned. So he ended up sleeping like in a room in the building of the barbershop.
Mm.
But then somehow he started, like he got he got introduced to somebody that was called like the Pharaoh or something like that. I don't know who it is. I can't fully remember his name, but it was like the Pharaoh or something like that. And it introduced him to, like another way of thinking. It's almost like have you ever heard of the seven percenters?
Mhm.
It was like that almost, or at least that's what it made me think of, like
Well,
them
I think
being.
I heard of the 5%ers.
Maybe that's what it is, the five
Five.
percenters. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
5%ers.
That's probably what it is. But like them. the Afrocentric, oh, like pure life, and we don't use the N word, and da 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 da. So that's what he kind of got involved in, and he started, reading and blah 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 blah. He met up with the guy Farrell, and the dude Farrell lived in New York. He was so kind of interested in him that he offered to drive up to New York to pick him up and take him to a meeting that he, like an interview that he was supposed to do with
Let's go back up
somebody,
here.
to do like an interview with somebody who had like one of those like YouTube channels. And this was in the early 2000s, so you can only imagine. But like a YouTube
I can't
channel,
jump over there.
no, you can't.
Uh,
In New York. But when he got there, Nature Boy was so much more. His name was like Elijah, uh, E- Elias. I don't know his name, Bishop. But either way, he seemed to be more interesting. The guy found him more interesting than the guy Farrell, that he was talking to him a lot more. The guy Farrell got upset
mm,
and felt almost disrespected. Like, man, I brought you here with me, and you taking all the all the attention for yourself, type of deal. So after that, it was almost like he ain't like him no more. But that also kind of committed Nature Boy more deeper into this way of living and thinking. So then when he got back to the barbershop, he was kind of feeling like he's not interested in it anymore.
right.
He was just like, he's not interested in it anymore. It was making a lot of money, but he just wasn't interested. So he ended up getting a manager. His brother felt a certain type of way because his brother felt like he should have asked him to be the manager instead of bringing somebody else in to be the manager. But nonetheless, that's what he did. And then eventually it got to a point where he didn't even want to he didn't want to be tied to that at all. So he sold it and just started focusing on wanting to figure out a way to get to Africa,
Right.
because he believed that that's where black people should return to, Africa. So he was on the internet talking to people about this and everything. And he just decided, what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm going to Africa. But for real, he didn't go to Africa. He ended up going to like South America, Central America, somewhere. But he was thinking about going somewhere like in South America, but that's not where he ended up. But he was just like, yeah, like I'm going here. And if y'all want to come with me, meet me at the airport.
Right.
And when he got to the airport, he was expecting to see a bunch of women because he felt like he was cute. Mind you, he was a gay stripper. He was a male escort. And he also, at one point, before he got that barbershop and decided to do hair, he did a couple of male pornos.
Mm.
So, but he also thought
Yeah,
that
he
he
was
looked
a full
good.
fledged gay.
Yeah.
He was gay.
He was definitely open to both sides.
Yeah.
But because he felt like he looked so good,
And
he really thought that it was gonna be some women. Excuse me. He thought it was gonna be some women waiting on him at the airport. So he was a little disappointed when he got there and found it was like three dudes. But, you know, ultimately it ended up being beneficial because they all had something to bring with them. Like one guy was able to speak Spanish really well. The other guy had honestly, I don't know. It was like three guys, but one of them, I don't even know what he had to offer. But one of them spoke Spanish fluently, which was needed because they were going into Spanish speaking countries. And
Right.
the other one just, like received some money. So he had $20,000
Mm.
to offer up. So they went down into South America living off of $20,000. They was
So that,
rich.
yeah, I was say I know that can go a long way down there.
They was rich. So they got down there and then they started making all these YouTube videos. Like they would record everything. They would record everything. Um, like everything going on in their lives, they will record. If it was something bad, oh, I need you to come over to me. Like if it was something bad, if they get into fights, whatever it was that was going on,
Ugh.
they would record it.
I don't know if I
So
remember that. Huh.
uh I do. And it's a gross still. We gotta go back out this way. Um but yeah. So at some point some girls started coming, but I don't remember. Do you remember? Like, do you remember if they mentioned, like, what do you remember them first talking about in the Hulu? Because I'm given because all the information that I just gave came from the YouTube.
Right.
The YouTube is, if you want like a deep explanation of everything that's going on, you are going to get, I mean, they have interviews of former members and all types of stuff. And I'm not even, I don't even know how many episodes there are. I'm on episode 27, and based off of the YouTube episode, I'm like halfway through the story.
Right.
And that's if, and that's just based on the little bit of information that they gave us on Hulu. Who knows how much, like more information it is that they just failed to include. But what do you remember? Like, what do you recall the show starting off with? Because I know it didn't start off with him living in New York.
Um, I feel like it started off with him living in Atlanta.
Hmm.
I think it started off with him living in Atlanta, and it kind of, I don't know. I feel like it kind of moved a lot quicker than what you saw
It
on
definitely moved a
YouTube,
lot quicker.
because it was like he
Excuse me,
started out
quicker.
living in Atlanta, and eventually he made his way down to Costa Rica.
So that
And
was the first place they went to was Costa
Costa
Rica?
Rica was definitely the first place they went to on the Hulu version,
Okay.
and that's where the girl, the light skinned girl, said she went. That was where she went to when she was watching their videos. They was down Costa Rica, and she saw how beautiful it looked, and she liked what it seemed like they stood for, and so forth and
Yeah.
so on. And they went down to Costa Rica.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, it's like because it's like I want to be able to give y'all like the full details, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't remember everything. I don't remember everything, but this should entice y'all and encourage y'all to go watch it because the Hulu one, it gives you information. It definitely provides you information that oh hell no, that the guy, I don't remember this,
You don't remember this?
no, that
Yeah.
the guy touches on um
Oh. Oh, yeah. I went the wrong way.
like there's a few things, like there's something on Hulu. I can't remember. I can't think of what it is right now. That Hulu mentions that I don't think that they really gave too much attention to on the YouTube one. However, it's pretty much a situation where he kind of lucked out in the beginning. like he really felt, like some good things happened for him as far as meeting, excuse me, the right people to kind of get him to the place that he wanted to go.
Right.
But ultimately, they made their way down to Costa Rica. That is for certain. And it was just a situation. Are we going the right way?
Yeah.
I guess we must, right? Um, and eventually girls started coming, and he decided that, and the girl, the light-skinned girl, when she came down there to be with a different dude
Yeah.
because something, let's stop right here, because something that they definitely was doing is he would use the guys in like social media to get on and talk and be like, oh, it's so beautiful, look at us in the waterfalls and living our best life. These motherfuckers ain't had no job. They was down there living in Airbnbs, sleeping in tents in the yard, pooping in
Yeah,
the
'cause
grass.
they ain't believing like technology to a certain extent, but they believed in that phone though.
I was about to say, like, they always had that phone with them, but that was how they made money. Realistically, that was how they made their money because
Yeah.
they didn't have any money. So they used social media, and apparently he was like one of the first people to start utilizing Facebook Live, I guess the way people use it now. Like he was just like Facebook Live and all the time talking about stuff, just sitting there and just talking to people, whether anybody was watching or not, I don't know.
Mhm.
He was just, just talking and yeah, pretty. I'm not on. I don't do too much Facebook, so I'm not 100% sure how Facebook Live is. I'm just gonna assume it's like how it is on Instagram, where people be doing like their little Instagram lives and they just talking. That's how he would do it, and it was just like, he was one of the first ones to kind of do social media like that because it was kind of like new back then, like these lives and everything else. And so the way people utilize it now, he was doing it back then before that was like too common.
Right.
But he was down there, and they would use each other, so like the guys would be on social media sweet talking these girls and trying to convince them to come on down or wherever they are. And then eventually girls started showing up.
Mm.
Girls would show up, and it would be a situation where it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm here for this person, and they'd have like a relationship, I guess. But at some point, and you can kind of like add your thoughts in or what you remember in at any point. At some point, that shit became a sex cult.
Right.
It's like a whole lot of girls started showing up. The dude, Nature Boy, was making everybody his wife. So, and he's stealing the girls who came for the guys. He's like, nah, I'm the leader. I'm taking your girl. She want to be with me anyway because I'm the boss. Don't you want to be with the chief? You know what I'm saying? And it was just, it was crazy because it was truly a situation of, yeah, the girls is like, they're like, oh yeah, like a few of the girls was like, no, like this is who I was talking to. Like I came down here to be with them. I don't want to be with you
Right.
for real. But in his mind, he was like, bitch, you lying. You do want to be with me. He'd be like, you do want to be. You don't know what you talk about. Come and be with me first, and then you make your decision. Because it eventually became a point where he felt like he needed to sleep with everybody. Everybody was there for them. He had them bowing down to him, calling him master. Like even the dudes was like falling to their knees for him and all types of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then eventually, so he did have a past where he was physical and abusive to his former baby mamas, and eventually that started coming out. So then kind of talk about they kind of talk about him being abusive. I don't remember what to do. Do you remember what to do?
I mean, we'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. I thought he was about to bend down and find us. This the guy that I don't even know why we friends with him.
Oh yeah, the one that's gonna be not really helping.
Mm-hmm. He be leaving us all types of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he and one of the things is so because I'm not gonna give y'all everything because one, I ain't even finished with the YouTube version. But the Hulu version skips a lot. Another thing is that when you would come, so he was getting money from the guy. I think his name was Tron. He was giving him $20,000. Then he gave him $30,000. Uh, he said ultimately it came up to 300,000 plus dollars that he gave to him because again, these niggas ain't working. They down there, they not working. And I believe this was, in the early part of it, it was before they started asking for money
Right.
when they were still building up their following. But this what one of the guys, he had came into an inheritance, so he was giving him all the money. Um he but they were using each other. Like he was using the guys to like me flirt and meet with girls on social media and to convince them to come down there. And then when they would come down there, he would steal them. And that's what he was doing. He was just taking people's girlfriends for real and calling them his wives. At some point, he even made all the girls get tattoos of his name on their booty cheeks. Did they talk about that on
Mm.
Hulu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they talked about
Yeah.
that.
Like at some point, he even made all of them get tattoos. He was trying to get everybody pregnant. One girl, so it'd be a situation. So his main girl, she didn't like the polygamy stuff. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm polygamous. I'm polygamous. I'm a man. I can't just be held to one woman. That's, like, that's not no, you ain't no real man if you just being held to one woman. So, but his main girl ain't like that. She ain't like that. So they was always having issues because she was always trying to fight against it. So it was always an issue. So every once in a while, he'll have to earn her favor back by giving away all his other girlfriends because he'll steal everybody's girlfriend and be like, I want your girl, I want your girl, I want yours. They want to be with me anyway.
Right.
Mind you, he's in his 30s and everybody else is like they're like 19, 20, 21, like they weren't old. He's like 35, 34, like 33, 34, 35, like he's grown. And these little kids are like still figuring themselves out, and his frontal lobe is already developed,
Yeah.
whereas their frontal lobes are not. Um,
Yeah, I
and
don't even think I realized that he was like much older than the rest of
I
them.
don't think that they mention it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that it's
Yeah, I
mentioned.
was thinking they was, for the most part, was all around the same age. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-mm. He was in his 30s, and he was in his 30s, and they're like all in their 20s. But or teens, because
Hmm.
some of them was super young. Like one of them even lost their virginity, and then he turned around and stole the dude's girl.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But like it was one girl, so but he had this thing where, like his girl would get upset about him making her share because she wasn't interested, and it wasn't even no situation because I'm not a polygamist. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know the rules of polygamy, but I'm pretty sure that a polygamous relationship is not required to be a relationship where the female also engages in sexual activity with the other female. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't believe that's the thing, but that's how he was requiring that. He'd sit there and be like, "Yeah, y'all kiss, y'all do this, y'all do that." Like they would be having threesomes and stuff, and she was like, I don't like that. I'm not interested in being with no woman." And he'd be like, "You don't even know what you're interested in," like telling her that she don't know what she like, she don't know what she want for her own body and for her own self. And he
Hmm.
was saying that to her, saying that she's not mature enough, but I feel like that was all kind of based upon the fact that he was so much more older than her, along with everybody else in the house. However, it was a situation, like, it was just a lot of occurrences where he'll take girls that were dating the other guys.
Hmm.
And then his main girl would get upset, so he'd give him back,
Right.
right? One of the girls got pregnant. She ain't know who the baby daddy was. And he's sitting here laughing and joking, talking about, yeah, that's gonna be my baby, that's gonna be my baby, trying to make her feel bad about it. Another girl who he actually really liked, but he had to stop messing with her because his main girl decided to come back, which is a whole nother thing where his main girl, she would get mad and she would leave and break up with him and like escape, but then she'd turn around and come back. So she'd leave and come back, leave and come back. Like it's just a crazy situation. But
Right.
it would happen. Um, so it was one girl that he really liked, but then his main girl came back, so he obviously put her back up in the forefront. And so he gave her back to one of his friends. She got pregnant. He was upset about the fact that she got pregnant and pretty much kind of sort of caused her to have like kind of sort of caused her to lose the baby.
Mm.
Like he did it a couple times. Like they had mentioned it a couple times where like he had one girl like taking like 6 or 7 shots of alcohol while she was pregnant. Talking about, yeah, just drink the alcohol, you'll be fine. And she ended up losing her baby. Wait,
Mm.
maybe she didn't lose her baby, but he had her drinking a whole lot of alcohol. It was another girl, I
That's
think
wild.
they went back to the States. I think they went back to the States, and while they was there, he had her take something that kind of led to her. They like none of this is proven because if you ask him, he's going to say no. And all of these people weren't all interviewed. Like they all didn't have something to say about it. But ultimately, it's a situation where they're just like, yeah, we believe that he was out here causing these girls to lose their baby because he was upset at the fact that they had a baby. I mean, was got pregnant. How, what can we do with this? Oh, let's go this way. Oh, we can't. But yeah, because they were upset about him, about he was upset about some of these girls having sex, and he even, and like all the stuff is recorded.
Hmm.
I don't know. he I don't know what the name of his Instagram page, or if it's on Facebook, I'll probably never see it, but I don't know what the name of his page was, but I'm sure that it's probably still there, right?
Right.
I'm sure that it's still there. He got so many videos of so much stuff, and it's real crazy. He ended up getting, I think he had two baby mothers before he started his cult. I think he got I think he ended up getting like three girls pregnant. One of them, he got mad because she ate a waffle and he kicked her out of the cult
Because
and
she ate a
sent her
waffle.
because she ate a waffle, because they weren't supposed to eat meat. They were only supposed to eat fruits, not even vegetables. They were only supposed to eat fruit. And then you go outside and you poop, and your poop with the seeds in it is supposed to allow the plants to grow.
Yeah, I saw that.
Remember?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
So,
working though, but it was disgusting.
I mean, somebody did
They
raise
were showing it
a
in the video.
tomato plant.
They were showing it in the video. The poop. Look, this
Yeah,
is
like,
poop, and look what's
look at
growing
my.
out of it. I'm like, ugh.
And he had his poop with watermelon seeds, and then he was showing watermelon plants. One of the girls was showing that she was just like, yeah, it was weird, but I got a tomato plant growing. Listen, I understand what's in manure. Like, I understand what's in fertilizer. I understand all of that. But I would probably really have to pray really hard and soak my vegetables and fruits or whatever the hell a whole lot before I would be comfortable to actually eat it. And I don't even know if I would even be actually. Sometimes, it's a benefit in just not knowing.
Yeah.
It's a benefit not knowing. But ultimately, the show was crazy. The show was crazy.
Hmm.
The Hulu version is like 3 episodes, so they don't give you all the information. It's so much stuff. So much stuff that they skip over. But then the YouTube one is so descriptive and intense that if you're not interested in all that information, then it ain't really worth your time to watch, because it's a lot of information. It's a whole lot of information. But you know, I it's a whole lot of information. But
Hmm.
it's so interesting. Again, I'm on chapter 27.
How many chapters is it?
I don't know. I'm only at chapter 27, and based off of the Hulu series, I gotta be halfway,
Mm.
because she just got into a fight with the girl
Oh yeah.
and left final, like her final leave. And I can't even tell you how many times that girl left the show. I mean, left that cult. She left that cult so many times, was gone, living her best life, but she kept coming back. She kept coming back. I kept thinking to myself, like, I knew that in the Hulu episode they showed, like, like she left, and it wasn't until the fight that she fully decided that she wasn't coming back. But one point she was gone for so long that I thought she wasn't coming back.
Mm.
But she came back. She came back after he was beating on her and all of the types of stuff. She kept coming back. And I don't know. And then at one point, so I'll say this, at one point he went back down to Mexico. He rented 2 Airbnbs. He put the boys in one house, and he stayed in the house with all the women. So they had to, so the guys was just in the house all by themselves, alone. You gotta come get in the car.
No, it's gonna go by itself
Oh,
when we follow it.
oh, I thought we had to drive it.
Mm-mm.
I kept opening up the door. But But yeah, like they was up in there all by themselves, and it was a situation where people would
Mm.
report to the countries that they were in, like they would call the embassy. So he made a comment saying how like he don't like other people's kids around him because when he around kids, he want to be naked. When his baby mama had his son, he ain't care. He would sit there and have sex with her while she was breastfeeding the baby. He didn't care about the baby seeing him naked. He wanted the baby to be comfortable. It would be times where he'd be done. He'd be just have be he'd be blah, blah, excuse me. He would just be finishing up having sex with his baby mama, and the baby would his son would grab on his dick, and after they finished having sex, and he would just let him.
Ugh.
Like he was saying all types of stuff like that. It was even a video clip of one of the children that he had by one of the girls in his cult. He was dancing with her, and the girl who was recording him had to start yelling. I'm like, no, 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 put her down, put her down. You need to go change. You need to go change because apparently his dick got hard while he was dancing with his little daughter.
Mm.
So, he got some stuff going on. And then at one point, and to be fair, I'm not too sure how far this went. But at one point, he started telling the guys in his group that they need to, let's not go in there yet, that they need to learn how to be interested in transsexuals because he's going to be taking all the women. So he had, ooh,
What?
I broke the window and I jumped out.
You can't get back in?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I can. I mean, do you think we need to go out there, or is that the way we're supposed to go?
I think that's the way you're supposed to go.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anyways, he was pretty much telling them that, but he also said that he liked transsexuals. Like he likes all that stuff. Like when it came out that he had a gay porno, he was saying, "Yeah, I do." Well, first he lied about it, but then when he decided to be honest, he was like, "Yeah, I did a gay porno." I mean, shit. Y'all dudes got a G spot in their anal cavity for a reason.
Ugh.
So that's what he was saying. I
He was a demon.
listen.
Ugh.
I mean, I ain't trying to yuck somebody's yum, so who knows why the Lord gave y'all a G spot in y'all anal cavity. I don't know. But you know, he was like, yeah, like that's why that's there because, like this is like men are meant to be engaged in this stuff. So it's an interesting show. I don't what tell us more about the Hulu episodes because I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching so much of it these past 2 days. I don't fully remember.
Um, I mean, pretty much, they went down to, he went down to Costa Rica with all these people, and was promoting the way they was living down there.
Hmm.
They'd be going to these streams and like they lived in a forest. They lived at a house in a forest, but the house wasn't really for sleeping in. It
Yeah,
was the
they weren't allowed to sleep in the house. They weren't
yeah,
allowed to use the toilet.
yeah,
They could only go in there to cook.
yeah. They was
Other than that, they were sleeping in tents
yeah. He was
and using
main
the bathroom outside.
yeah. He was mainly promoting living as much off of the earth, living as natural as you possibly can. That was kind of what he was promoting. So even though they had some uh, amenities and some of the, you know, the normal stuff that people live off of. What's this? Have we?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we ever did this.
We didn't.
Or maybe it won't open.
It won't let me do anything.
Okay,
Maybe.
maybe we need the crowbar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we come
Maybe
back in and
that's
get
what
the
it
crowbar.
is.
Um, yeah, so they down there, and I mean, the thing is, starting out watching it, like I don't know if I'm gonna go as far as to say halfway through, but for a nice amount of the documentary, I didn't really see nothing wrong with what he was doing. But that's how a lot of them cults and stuff start out. They got somewhat good ideas if you believe in what they preaching. It starts
Mm-hmm.
out sort of like innocent, whereas they just trying to get away from the ills of the world, the normalcies of the world that the system tries to get you stuck in and incorporated in, and it's like we gonna get away from that. That ain't the way. Then they bring a certain type of they bring a religion into it. Well, a lot of them create their own religion,
Yeah.
but he was basically like, yeah, we black. We don't, we ain't meant to be living in the, living a certain type of way in the states, and they trying to enslave us and this and that. Out here, you come to Costa Rica, we free. Look at us, we out here, we living off the land and da da da, so forth and so on. And it sounded good. Not to say it's something that I'd be interested in, but I got what he started out doing. You know what I'm saying? At least what he was preaching. I got what he was trying to do, but it just ultimately it just kind of went to his head because people would see it online because he would, like you said, he would go live and go on social media to show what they was doing, and more and more people will watch it and share it and spread it, and eventually he ended up getting a big following, and it just kind of went to his head.
Yeah.
It turned something that seemed like a good idea to a certain extent and seemed innocent to he just grew into he went from being like the leader of
To
this
a
movement
dominatrix. Yeah.
to thinking he was a god,
Yeah.
and
And he was
people
telling people that he was, and they
interpreting
was
and
believing him.
yeah, and feeling like he was a god and doing whatever he said, and had people fighting each other, and like you say, he taking people women,
Slapping people's
he
faces,
slapping
slapping a
people's faces,
dude's face,
have
slapping a girl's face.
having them slap each other on camera live while they on live on social media.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He pretty much just using them as like they were items, using
Yeah.
them to put on a show to keep building. It's like he was getting addicted to social media.
Yeah, and the control. And the control. I definitely think that's what it was. One of the things that I walked away from this whole situation really feeling like was a thing was the fact that I think the people who went down there to stay with him,
Mhm.
they were not more interested, because I do believe that they believed in what he was saying,
Mhm.
but I feel like a big part of it was the fact that they wanted to be in some exotic location and not work.
I
Because
agree with that.
in the beginning, they were living, I mean, like outside of having to live in the in tents, um, they was going to waterfalls, they was going swimming, they was going to the beach, you know what I'm saying? They sitting here riding around on dirt bikes. Ain't nobody had no job. Everybody just
Mhm.
living their best life. The only thing they had to do, because this was in the beginning before he started going crazy, all they had to do was make YouTube videos or Instagram, social media videos. I'll say that. Like that's all it was that it seemed like they were required to do. was make YouTube videos. They didn't have to sit here and they didn't have to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was eating fruit and rice and beans every day. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I guess the worst thing that you had to deal with was having sex with a guy that you probably ain't like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that was one thing that happened. Like they would assign you to like you what happened to me? Did I fall? Oh, I died, I
Do
think.
that.
I don't see myself. I don't.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I didn't die. But they would like assign you to to the different guys, like they'll have a meeting and it was the girl's job to sit here and be like, oh, well, I like this person. But then, like if the guy already had a girl, most of the time, Nature Boy would just give you to a dude that ain't had no girl. Or if he did have a girl, now you a part of a polygamous relationship. Or if Nature Boy liked you, then he sit there and like, cross-examine you and question you real hard about, well, why don't you like me? You know you like me. You know you want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? Almost like bullying you into wanting to date him, or well, not even date him because that's not what it was, to be his wife.
right.
And that's like like it was just real crazy. They were talking about how like because he himself was having sex with all the girls, then they messing around and getting yeast infections and stuff. Some of these girls got like, he's saying that, oh, herpes isn't real. And if you come down here and you got like some type of STD, it'll go away by just eating these fresh fruits and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh my goodness gracious. Um, so from the little bit of from the episodes that I watched, because I won't even say it was a little bit because 27 is a lot, but it's been
How long
mentioned
are they?
and
How long are the
they're like
episodes?
30. They're like 30, maybe
That's
like
a
30, 40 minutes, 40
uh,
minutes at the most. They're not no hour.
yeah, that's a lot.
But based off of what I've been seeing, it has been a mention of them passing around some herpes. Nothing is confirmed. They were also saying that he was passing around AIDS and he took the test. There was like some home test that he was able to take and it came back negative. However, you know what I'm saying? Some of them people came down there and they did admit that they had something going on with their body and he had sex with them anyway.
Hmm.
And not only is he having sex with them, he's having sex with all the girls. Then he getting mad or, he's feeling convicted by his main girl. So then he passing all the girls that he done had sex with back to they dudes. And then they having sex with them. So they just spreading around the cooties, spreading it all around. And it was nasty.
Right.
But the story is really, to me personally, I felt like it was just really interesting. Um, I don't necessarily feel like it started off as a sex cult. I secretly think that he was probably up in there fucking some of them dudes
Ugh.
based off of his history and based off of how these guys was been. It was a clip
Oh,
where he was telling the
somebody.
dude to suck his toe,
Yeah, I
remember?
saw that. Uh huh. Giving him a foot rub, told him to suck his toe.
Uh-huh. And they doing it. So, like, I mean, if you willing to put your toe in their mouth, what else you willing to put in their mouth? What else are you willing to do?
I mean,
This
they
show is interesting for certain. I mean, if you want the quick version, Hulu. But if you're interested in watching a more detailed version, YouTube. Horror stories. What is it? Hood horror stories is what it's called. So I definitely suggest to give it a shot. The Downfall of Nature Boy. I haven't even finished it, so I haven't been able to give y'all all the information. I don't know how to do this stuff without spoiling it anyway, but it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You be wanting to feel bad for some of the people, but then they be acting so stupid and then they lie. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that be getting me because it's like he's up in here doing this and that. You getting mad because he's doing this and that, but then when somebody who's trying to call him out for it call him out, now you're like, no, that's not true. That's not what happened. You don't even understand. You don't even know what happened. And it's just like, oh, my gosh. Like, we want to be here for you, but we can't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to be here for you, but we can't because like whenever there's like a possibility where he can be called out for what he's doing, then you want to sit here and run and be like, no, 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 that's not what it was. When it's exactly what it was. And then it's a situation where it's like you want to sit here and act like everything is okay. Everything's not okay. He was beating on them girls, punching them, fighting them. You know what I'm saying? Especially his main chick. His main chick, he was tearing her ass up.
Yeah.
To the point where she, felt like she had to escape. Like I don't even know how many times. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's crazy, and then like I mean like I get it. They have confidence now because they not dealing with it anymore. But like I just it's very interesting. At the very least, it's extremely interesting um to just kind of see because you're watching because they recorded everything. They recorded everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you on YouTube, because on Hulu they don't give you all of this. On YouTube, you see a clear video of them talking about, oh no, that's not what it was, and y'all had it wrong, and y'all just jealous, and y'all wish y'all had a man like him, and he's great, and he takes care of me, and da 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 da. But then you see a video of them after they remove themselves from it, and they're like, yeah, he did it. Yeah, he was horrible. Yeah, I was stupid.
Mm.
And it's just like, goodness gracious. It's like this whole cult situation went on for years. It wasn't months. It wasn't a year. It was years. I think it was four. I'm going to say four for certain, maybe five. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like 4 years for certain. Are we supposed to have somewhere?
I think so. I thought he was supposed to go into somewhere and disappear and leave. That's what I thought.
I don't even know. I don't remember. I don't think he's gonna come out this way though. Oh Lord.
I don't remember him doing all this.
I don't remember all of this either. That's why I'm like, what are we supposed to be doing? But this went on for years. He got babies. Other people got babies. People have, like, it was one girl. She done killed her mama after she was with the cult. She left the cult. Come on. She was with the cult. She left the cult and then killed her mother.
Mm.
her mama was tapping her on the head and she stabbed her.
Mm.
So it's some crazy shit. It's definitely the I recommend the YouTube. It's made by a black guy. I think that he can benefit from the views. He made this a year ago. A year ago is when I think that's what you use the crowbar on to get that door
Mhm.
open. He made it a year ago. I definitely feel like if you're interested in all the stories, I definitely think that it would be a benefit for him to get, like just to support his channel because he provided a lot of information. It's so much stuff. I don't even remember everything, as you can see. Um, I don't even remember everything. So like I know I'm missing out on a whole bunch of stuff. It's so much. It's so much. You know what I'm saying? Like they got ran out of so many countries. Ran out. He got arrested so many times. He's in jail now. I just spoiled the end. He's in jail now. But that's a part of the downfall of him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna tell y'all why he got arrested, but he was involved in a lot of stuff. I mean, it was just a lot of stuff. Like it was a lot of stuff. That's we gotta open the door this time.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Like if you are interested in documentaries, if you like drama, you know what I'm saying? If you like to hear a little bit of salacious or a lot of bit of salacious news, if you like seeing people get beat up, girls fighting, you know, people getting forced to get tattoos on their butt, all that type of stuff, definitely check out the downfall of Nature Boy because it's crazy. It's a crazy show.
Mhm. Definitely crazy. I think, yeah, I think that ultimately, the time that he got was probably based on what you watching on the YouTube.
But see, but this was the thing though. See, this is the thing that I saw on YouTube. One, a lot of the stuff that happened, again, the police said they couldn't get them on it. They couldn't get him on it because it happened out of the country.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, that girl, you know how on Hulu they made it seem like she reported it to the police like right after she left? That's not true. I don't know how long she waited, but it definitely wasn't as soon as she left
Right.
because when she left, I mean, unless she comes back, that's the thing. When you watch the YouTube, you gonna see some stuff happen. He got me. I don't know, but I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. Um, you'll keep like if you we watch like I watched a little bit of it and then I watched all of the Hulu and then I'm deeper into it. So me kind of knowing the beginning, middle, and end part. I'm watching these episodes and everything that keeps happening, I keep thinking, oh, okay, so this is when she leaves. This is when, like the ending
I
comes. But
wonder. We
that
probably
ain't
should have. That's all good. Come on.
but that ain't what's happening. Because so many people leave and come back, leave and come back, leave and come back, leave and come back. It is truly one of the most toxic situations I have ever witnessed ever in my life. They just leave and come back. Like I don't even know like what to say. They just leave and come back, and that's really all it is. It's just them leaving and coming back. So it's quite possible that that girl left, but then she came back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because when that stuff occurred, we got to go all the way over here, I think. When that stuff occurred, they were in the States, but when they showed her leaving, she wasn't in the States. And also, they didn't mention what she said happened to her. They didn't mention that happening. However, he did try to kind of sort of calm down on that content because YouTube was YouTube was you know targeting muting his stuff when he was putting that stuff on, you know.
Right. Damn. Our post kept going. So,
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I said I was gonna stick with that dude with the hood
hmm.
because obviously the game not gonna kill him.
Yes. Ran into a chair.
It's okay. But yeah, but it's really interesting. Um, Especially like just seeing the different cycles of people. It's just so interesting because honestly and truly, somebody had made said this in one of the comments that his daddy was a pimp, which I can definitely see with him being a 70-year-old man messed around with a 30-year-old. That definitely sounds like pimp activity to me. Oh shoot.
Very cool.
It did. What were we supposed to do?
I forgot.
Maybe we were supposed to hide on the other side of the table. I don't know, but the show was interesting. He definitely was giving pimp vibes, and I think that you should definitely check it out because it's so crazy. Check out, watch the Hulu if you want it short, but if you got the time to just listen to some craziness, watch the YouTube. You ain't even got to watch it. All of this is listening, and it's crazy.
Mm, I agree.
That's it. I can't remember anything else, so I can't really talk about it much more.
Okay.